I would say that those artists, they were painting, they were making art. It wasn't protest art. So there's like a defining moment with the George Floyd thing. That movement of street artists is protest art. The other art is really abstract art. So most of the art in my book, Aerosol Art Culture, is basically artists writing their names or writing a piece, they call them a piece of art that's original, but it's nothing negative in it. It's more art, showing their art. The protest art really came out of this George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement here in New York, at least in the last 2 months or so. So it should be, at least for me, it should be clear that I started documenting it when it became massive in the neighborhoods that I work. So I'm very familiar with these upscale neighborhoods that put up the plywood in their storefronts. So when I went back out there with my cameras, that was one of my impetus to say, oh, I work for these stores. I work for Gucci, I work for Louis Vuitton. So to see these stores with plywood, that's one thing. But then a week later, they had graffiti art on it. So for example, the Prada store, right? That store is like a significant store in New York City. It's a Soho store. People from all over the world go there. And to see it with Black Lives Matter on it and FUCK 12, that's really powerful. That's really powerful. It's really powerful. And I was glad I was able to kind of capture some of those art pieces, because what's interesting, the people had something to say, right? So the people were coming from the lower class neighborhoods and they were coming into these rich neighborhoods, and they were putting messages on these plywoods. And so that also led to a movement of politicians and also businesses putting out statements for Black Lives Matter, right?